In the equity quadrant, taking a look at the September Nasdaq futures, which ended the session higher than where it started. The low today was 22,835.50, which was down almost 1%. But as the session moved on, we ended up making a high of 23,089.50, which was up about 0.14%. And with a little bit of time left in the session, the Nasdaq is positive just above the flat line. Now, given that there is still some time left in the future session, the Nasdaq could finish a little bit higher than that or a little bit lower, and the high could actually still change, but the move off the lows will be viewed as a positive factor technically in terms of price action. The level of producer prices this morning, or PPI, was unchanged, which was lower than expected and lower than last month's print. Producer prices remaining flat in June suggests that upstream inflation pressures may be moderating. This could be a sign that cost increases for businesses are becoming increasingly contained. This raised the odds that the Federal Reserve could cut rates as soon as September, as lower producer inflation supports easier monetary policy. According to the CME FedWatch tool, there's now one more rate cut priced in through the end of 2026, and lower rates typically boost growth stocks, benefiting the Nasdaq. The Treasury curve shifted mid-morning after a rumor about Chair Powell was denied by President Trump. The New York Times reported earlier today that President Trump had shown a letter to congressional Republicans at the Oval Office firing Jerome Powell as the Fed chair. He later denied that he'd be firing Jerome Powell for anything other than fraud, but Treasury markets reacted sharply to the reports, with yields on the 2-year and the 5-year Treasuries, which were initially flat, dropping as investors anticipated a more dovish stance from the Fed under potential new leadership. It could also be viewed as President Trump wants his rate cut one way or the other, so the rhetoric is likely to continue. We also saw rates on the long end rise with a shift in that entire yield curve.